Hi, I'm Amy Cisse with Cisse IT Solutions, and I am all about working efficiently. If you are tired of sending a bunch of emails asking people, are you available on this date at this particular time? And they email you back saying, no, let's reschedule for this other date. And you look at your calendar and it just doesn't work out. There is an add-in inside of Outlook called FindTime. So we're going to walk through how you can use FindTime to send a meeting poll to participants of the meeting, how it's going to automatically have a Teams meeting invitation, and also how we can deploy it to the entire organization or to a particular user. So let's get started. If we go to Outlook and we click on New Email, let's select New Meeting Poll. And we should add in at least one user that we want to send the poll to. And you'll notice here at the top, meeting duration, let's set it for an hour. And you can specify work hours versus just showing all hours, and you can choose what's most comfortable for you. And if you scroll on down, you'll see that I am unavailable around 10:30, 11 o'clock. So let's take a look at, maybe we wanted to see just all the time frames, and it will actually try to pull in the availability for the participants. So we can select various time frames that is good for myself. And I'm actually going to select a lot because I want to show a number of different options. So if you select this arrow here by the dates, then it's going to take it to next week. All right, so you can scroll on down if you needed to and select additional dates. And just kind of be mindful, if you select the top arrow here, it's going to switch it to a different month. When you're done adding your time frames, notice that it's selecting the Eastern time zone for me. And you can choose various options, coordinated universal time or any other time zone that you want to select, and you can hit next. So we have a couple of options here. I like to keep it as a Teams meeting, and we see that there's options for, do you want to be notified when everyone votes? And I usually like to turn this off to schedule the meeting when a consensus has been reached, because I like to kind of go over all the times that were selected and actually choose the best fit. So you can definitely play around with these different options. I also like to hold the selected times on my calendar so that I don't overbook myself. And it does give you a little summary here about the times that you selected. So you can click Add to Email. The reason why I selected more than 20 is because it's going to tell you you have to select a maximum of 20 items. So don't select 40 items, right? And then you'll have to go in and deselect some of these options. You certainly don't want to waste time doing that. And then, so now we're under 20. You can add in your message. All right, so we send it. So if I go to my calendar, let's take a look at the options. So this is showing that I actually selected all these dates and it put a hold in my calendar, which is great. And so you can see status for all the time frames that were selected, and if users have voted, it shows the time zone here. You can send reminders, and you can even see that you can schedule a meeting from here, which is usually what I like to come in and do. And it shows all your participants of the meeting. So if I go to user 03's inbox, so this is showing me the email that was received by the first person. And if I click on show options, so now we're going to see that it does pull in the availability. Again, one of the things that happened with us, we sent this to someone and they were in a different time zone. So people kind of miss this sometimes. You can try to play around with the universal time zone coordination, or just make sure that people are kind of making sure that they select the right time zones in here. And if I were to change the time zone, so it'll change the times accordingly, which is nice. Maybe I don't want to meet at 4 a.m. So maybe I'm going to say this is good, but I prefer to meet at 11 a.m. And so I'm going to hit vote, and my vote has been submitted. And let's go back to the person that scheduled the meeting. So this is showing that the person has voted, because I said I want to receive a notification. And so I see that they preferred to meet at 2 p.m. my time. You can, of course, click on schedule from here if you needed to. And it takes you back to here where you can see all the different options that this particular user has selected. So click on new meeting. And the person that voted is in here listed, which is great, 2 p.m. And it's going to be a Teams meeting. And we hit send. Everyone is available, so that looks pretty good. All right, we just got a notification. So it's going to be, let's go back to use the second user who's going to be attending the meeting. So it's on their calendar at 11 a.m., which is great in their particular time zone, because they switched their time zone. And then if I go back to the organizer, let's go to their calendar. And here we have it, 2 p.m. The meeting has been scheduled with that particular person. So let's go to new message. There it is. So inside of Outlook in the browser, here's FindTime. And so you can also add the poll inside of Outlook on the web. And so let's take a look at how we can deploy this in Outlook for the entire organization or for ourselves. So if you're in your admin center and you go, make sure you go to settings first and then integrated apps and hit get apps. And then I like to just type and find. There it is, FindTime, get it now, continue. And you can deploy it to everyone in the organization. Let's do that. And just hit next, and it'll deploy it. So sometimes it'll say it'll be available in a couple of hours. I have seen that it might, I would just say give it a day and let it deploy. So it says up to 6 hours. I have seen about 12 hours where I got an email confirmation letting me know that the deployment has actually finished. And so it's available in the environment for everyone. So when people go to Outlook, they should then be able to see, here's FindTime. And then when they click on new email, as we did, they should see this meeting poll here. If they don't, then I would just have them go to get add-ins. And then it might be available in here and it should say added. If they can't find it through the admin manage, then if they just look for it, then they should be able to add it. So of course I've added it, so it's not giving me the option now to do so. So there you have it, and I hope you enjoyed this video.